Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be discussing and going over the absolute best class setup for the XM4 assault rifle here in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So, as I'm sure most of you guys are aware, right now, at the time of uploading this video, Black Ops Cold War has officially gone live worldwide, and the likely reason that you guys clicked on today's video is to find some really solid class setups to use on day one, and that's of course the purpose of today's video. Throughout the entire night, I will be uploading a plethora of class setup videos to give you guys the competitive advantage on day one, and of course we are going to be starting off with the XM4 assault rifle, which has been a fan favorite ever since the announcement of Black Ops Cold War. Of course, if you guys weren't already aware, the XM4 is very similar to the Commando assault rifle from Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which if you guys ever played Black Ops 1, you will know that the Commando was a very solid and very good assault rifle in that game, and of course that translates over to Cold War. And of course in the alpha, everyone enjoyed using the XM4. It was one of, if not the most popular assault rifle, and going into the beta, it was a staple in most class setups. And because of that reason, as we head into day one of Cold War, I want to go ahead and showcase a really solid class setup for you guys. So with that in mind, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it down below, as all likes are appreciated, as well as make sure to subscribe with those post notifications turned on, so that way you guys will be able to find your way back to the channel, as well as stay up to date with all the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class slips, and all kinds of things like that. So now that I got the intro out of the way, without further ado, let's dive right into the absolute best class slip for the XM4 assault rifle on day one. So as you guys can see, the class slip is on your screen right now, and doing a little bit of a brief rundown. For my primary weapon, naturally I will be using the standard variation of the XM4 assault rifle. With that said, if you guys want to use any blueprints, feel free to go ahead and do so. However, for today's video, I'm just going to be sticking with the standard variation. Moving on down, for my secondary weapon, I will be using the Gallo SA-12 shotgun, which is naturally a semi-automatic shotgun in this game, and in many ways it complements the XM4 assault rifle, being that you can use the XM4 for those medium to longer range engagements. However, when it comes to those point blank range engagements and the XM4 isn't going to be cutting it, you can pull out the Gallo SA-12 and you're going to be absolutely blowing that opponent away. So with that said, moving on down, for my tactical, I will be using stim shot, which of course is going to allow us to recharge our health significantly faster, which is extremely useful, especially if you like to run around the map and play very aggressively. For my lethal, I will be using the Semtex grenade, and of course in Black Ops Cold War, some of the most popular lethals are the grenade, the Semtex grenade, as well as the C4, and of course all of those are good options. However, at least in my own experience, I like to use the Semtex grenade. I feel like in many ways it's kind of a mix between the grenade as well as the C4, being that the grenade is very useful as you can throw it very far across the map. However, the grenade can roll around quite a bit and it can be a little bit unpredictable. And then you have the C4 on the other hand, which of course as soon as you throw it, where it lands is where it's going to be. I feel like the Semtex is kind of like a middle ground between those two, and that's how come personally I like to use it, and that's how come I will be recommending it. For my field upgrade, I will be using the field mic, which proves extremely useful when you are going to be playing Black Ops Cold War, being that you can place this little piece of equipment on the ground and it's going to be acting as a mini radar on a very particular part of the map. Essentially it is the sensor dart of Black Ops Cold War, and of all the pieces of equipment is personally my favorite. Moving on down, for my perk setup, I will be using Flak Jacket, Scavenger, as well as Ghost. Of course, Flak Jacket is going to make us a little bit more immune to those explosives. If you guys are going to be playing something like Ground War, you will know that there are a lot of explosions going on and you can very easily take damage from that, so that's how come I will be using Flak Jacket. Scavenger is of course going to allow us to restock ammunition, so that way you never have to worry about running out of ammunition, which is very crucial. And of course, Ghost is going to be keeping us off the minimap. And moving on down, for my wild card, I will be using Gunfighter, which will allow us to use 8 different attachments. And with that said, now let's talk a little bit about the attachments that I am going to be running on my XM4. Of course, for my first one, I will be using the Microflex LED optic, which is going to allow us to be a little bit more precise when using this weapon. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights on the XM4, so that's how come I like to use an optic on it, especially since we have the Gunfighter perk, which means that we can equip one particular attachment from each category. So with that said, there's really no point in not using an optic, so that's how come I will be using it. Moving on down, for my second one, I will be using the Muzzle Brake 5.56, which of course will be increasing the vertical recoil control by 5%. Third attachment is naturally going to be the 13-inch Paratrooper barrel, which will be increasing the effective damage range by 100%, as well as the muzzle velocity by 40%, only for a slight downside of -4% sprinting move speed, as well as -20% aiming move speed. For our fourth attachment, we will be using the mounted flashlight, flashlight, which will be increasing the reveal distance of enemies by 10%. For our 5th attachment, we are going to be using the foregrip, which will be increasing the horizontal recoil control by 15%. 6th attachment is going to be the 40 round speed magazine, which will be increasing the magazine size by 33%, the reload speed by 25%, the starting ammo by 33%, as well as the ammo capacity by 33%. So overall, I'm just about 33% sure that this particular attachment really improves the weapon, and that's of course why we are going to be using it. Moving on down, for our next attachment, we will be using the Task Force rear grip, which will be increasing the aiming speed by 25%. And naturally, for our final attachment, we will be using the Tactical Stock, which will be increasing the aiming move speed by 20%. And yeah, those are of course the attachments I will be running on my XM4 assault rifle. And with that said, now let's talk a little bit about the attachments that I am going to be running on my SPAS 12, or more specifically the yellow SA12. For our first one, we will be using the Duckbill Choke, which will be increasing the horizontal spread by 50%. Third attachment is going to be the Steady Aim Laser, which will be increasing the hipfire accuracy by 20%. Moving on down, for our next attachment, we are going to be using the 12 round magazine, which will be increasing the magazine size, starting ammo, as well as ammo capacity by 71%. And then for our 4th attachment, we will be using the Quick Draw Handle, which will be increasing the aiming speed by 10%. And the final attachment will be the Tactical Stock, which will be increasing the aiming move speed by 10%. So yeah guys, that's going to effectively wrap up the class list portion of today's video. Now, before I end off the commentary overall, I do want to talk about a couple different things. So of course, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in today's video, throughout the entire night, I'm going to be uploading a plethora of different class list videos, so that way, going into day 1, as well as going into the first week of Black Ops Cold War, you guys will have the absolute best class lists to use. And of course, in those videos, I am going to be covering such fan favorite weapons as the AK-74 used submachine gun, the M16, the Milano or the Uzi submachine gun, the MP5, and all kinds of things like that. So if that piques your interest, make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel, so that way you guys won't miss out. And with that said, that's going to effectively wrap up today's video. I hope you went on to enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as all likes are appreciated, as well as subscribe and turn on those post notifications, that way you guys will be able to find your way back to the channel, as well as you'll know you won't miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class clips, and all kinds of things like that. Of course, Black Ops Cold War is going to be an incredible year and an incredible opportunity on YouTube, so make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel, because I have a lot of great content that will be coming out this year that you guys definitely do not want to miss. So with that said, once again, that's going to about wrap up today's video. I'm your host, Sleeper Jungle. I hope to see you in the next one.
Losing B. Taking D. They're gone. Losing C. Enemy spy plane inbound.